a photographer. I was born and raised here in Budapest, and although I lived bits of my life abroad when I was a kid, like Paris and Rome, and now I live in London, I still feel like Budapest is my home and this is where I belong in a lot of ways. If you do what you love and if you really believe in yourself and you get some feedback which helps to believe in yourself, I think it's easy to be successful in any place in the world. You don't have to go away from Hungary in order to be recognized and famous. So Vicky is not only my best friend, but she's also a girl that inspires me a lot. And for this Budapest Essentials project, we did a special series, or we did a series of plates where we printed my photos, and the plates are like these little memories of like our times together in Budapest. So Budapest for us means to be together.
If I want to tell something, I have my possibility by art to tell my opinion and do something against what I really hate in our government or our Prime Minister, mostly.
Whether I photograph objects or people, I feel like I try to concentrate on this weird, uncanny, bizarre world, and I try to capture those moments that you could pass by, you could walk by, but if you freeze the moment, then it's this weird word.
So the main thing to meet Andy, basically because she's a photographer, I'm a photographer. Found it quite cool, finding out and like checking out her work, because she's had a very different style of photography from myself, I guess. For me, being born and raised on the Instagram platform, she's been taking me around. It's been interesting seeing the way that she observes things, the way she sees patterns, colors, shapes.
There's a really interesting creative scene that's just kind of been built recently, really in my lifetime, of artists and musicians. Andy's been great to hang out with and just to kind of see what she does. Got introduced to Madat Square, which is obviously where the cool kids hang out. The clothes store was a really good example of like a concept space of like where you can buy clothes but also kind of like have a couple of drinks. And it seems like Hungarian people just like to have a lot of fun.
Budapest Essentials is an urban festival. It's the first urban festival in Hungary. There are special venues. We use the city as the stage of the festival.
And we realized that it can give a very impressive feeling to all the people who come here, and that's why we started it, basically. We had a lot of abandoned building within the city center, and Hungarian youngsters started to use these buildings as bars, and that was actually how it started to work as a ruin bar.
I think like any European cities, you can find weird things in the street, and I'm sure it influences a lot of people in general. Like for me, for sure, it's a big impact on my work to find like this crazy weird fashion or the crazy these Eastern European traces in the everyday life. And I think a lot of artists are influenced by this, or somehow like these traditions that come from like these kind of communities.
This area has been quite different from any kind of abandoned location that I've been to before, because of, I guess, just how big but also diverse it is. Back in the day, I heard that people used to live here and also work here, and you can still feel that vibe upon arriving here today.